31 migrants have been rescued after being kidnapped by Mexican cartels. These migrants were all from Central and South American countries, taken from one of the most active states for kidnappings in Mexico's Tamaulipas. According to Mexico's National Immigration Agency, over 2,100 kidnapped migrants were rescued from gangs in 2022. Now, the number is expected to be just a fraction of migrants held at ransom while attempting to reach the United States. Mexico's president is attempting to control the violence at the country's border states, but for cartels, immigration is big business, and migrants waiting to cross into the U.S. are ripe for the picking. Mexican National Human Rights Commission says criminal gangs profit $50 million a year off abducting migrants. Robert Almonte is a former U.S. Marshal and a retired deputy chief from the El Paso Police Department and joins us live. Mr. Almonte, I have to believe that this is a situation that you have watched just play out over the years, and I can only imagine how frustrated that you are with the situation currently at the border.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you are correct. This has been going on for several years now. And this is basically the day-to-day business of the Mexican cartel. This is how they make a lot of their money, taking advantage of the migrant surge. And they're actually in the middle of that, making money off of getting the migrants to cross into the United States. The other thing they're doing is what they just did, your story talking about. They're kidnapping these migrants and they're holding them for ransom. And that's been going on for a long time. There's more of it going on now because of the surge of the migrants we have trying to enter into the United States. The other thing is that if they're not being held for ransom, the cartels try to recruit these migrants to work for them. And if the migrants refuse to go work for them, in many cases, the cartels kill them. And that has happened several times as well.
Mr. Almonte, clearly a situation where migrants are, in this situation, really the victims here. They're getting it from all sides. They're rejected once they get here, in most cases. They're having a difficult time trying to pass to get here. And then in many cases, from what you're telling me, is that they're being forced to get here against their will.
That's absolutely correct. You know, the migrants are being provided a false narrative by the cartels and a lot of people that are encouraging them to come to the United States. They're promising them jobs, food, education, hospital care, medical care, but they don't tell them all the risks that they're taking. And matter of fact, they're risking their life when they try to come into the United States from Mexico, from other countries through Mexico.
Right now, we have a graphic up talking about between December 2018 and November 2023, there have been more than 6,000 reported kidnappings in Mexico. Family members are then reaching out to authorities, or how are we learning about these numbers?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Family members are reporting them missing. And very often the authorities in Mexico discover these operations and are able to shut them down. But let me tell you, this is part of the day-to-day business of the Mexican cartel. A lot of people mistakenly believe that the Mexican cartel top business is drug trafficking. That's the furthest thing from the truth. They make billions of dollars off of human smuggling, off of human trafficking, but what they're involved in day to day is extorting the good people of Mexico and kidnapping not just the migrants, but they'll kidnap business people in Mexico or their families, and they hold them for ransom. That's the bread and butter of the Mexican cartel, without a doubt.
We're looking at, again, another graph here, just talking about some of the other countries where many of these victims are coming from. We're looking at it there, and it's difficult to see and it's difficult to hear, because as we look at some of these places that are listed, we, of course, know Mexico, but we're also seeing that there are those being smuggled from places like the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, El Salvador, Honduras, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela. These migrants, more often than not, like you said, don't know what to expect when they actually get on the road. And then once they're on the road and the path here, they find themselves in a situation where either them or their family members are paying the cartel in a spiral that they never truly escape.
That's exactly right. And you showed all the different countries where these migrants are coming from. And they're coming from all over the world. And the bottom line is that all these people are trying to come to the greatest country in the world. That's the bottom line.
Mr. Almonte, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.